Hello leaders, welcome to my 7th Nelson HR Monthly Report. I plan to come on every month to talk to you about HR hot topics to keep you informed and to make sure we stay on track. So first of all, let's start by talking about the Department of Labor, the DOL. The DOL recently announced a new overtime rule proposal which would affect about 1 million employees. So the new rule is slated to go into effect in January of 2020. However, it's not too soon to prepare, leaders. So in order to meet the qualifications for this new proposed overtime rule, we would need to either raise salaries or pay overtime. The new number is $35,408. So any exempt employees making less than that could be affected by this new rule. So what do we need to do to prepare for this rule? First of all, we should understand the numbers. Know what the numbers are. I gave you the one number for the $35,408 a year, but there's also additional numbers we should be aware of. And one of those is for the minimum salary for administrative, computer, executive, or professional employees who are exempt would increase from $455 a week to $679 per week. Also, the total annual compensation required for highly compensated employees who are exempt would increase from $100,000. The number is increasing from $100,000 to $147,414 per year. And so you want to be aware of those things as you look at your exempt employees. Now, it's best at this time to do a duties test as well to make sure people are classified appropriately. I've had a client before who made an employee exempt and labeled him as executive exempt, and the Department of Labor ended up showing it up at his door, and he was cited because this person did not manage any employees. So it's important to understand the duties test and the criteria for the duties. So let's talk about the executive exemption. The criteria for the executive exemption is that the person is someone who manages a department or some type of division, and that they can make important decisions, which can include hiring and firing people, and also they have to manage at least 2 employees. Now, another exemption would be your administrative exemption, and usually that's like an administrative executive or someone of that nature who actually works with someone that's in high management, and they're allowed to make independent judgments. Another exemption would be your professional exemption, which will be require a high level of knowledge, requiring an advanced type of field such as science. So those would be your professional exemptions. So if you need more information on the different exemptions, I do have something on my website, and we'll be giving you that website address here at the end. Okay, 2 things to remember. Always check your state law. And number 2, this law, it may change. But right now, this is where it is, and it's supposed to go into effect for January 2020. Now, as usual, I'm going to keep you informed all the way. So just continue to watch these videos, and I will let you know if anything changes. Okay, next I want to talk about the Michigan paid sick leave. As you know, that's slated to go into effect on March the 29th. So you will need a labor poster reflecting this new law, and you can actually get a free poster if you go to michigan.gov. So I want to make sure you go out and get your poster and put it in a conspicuous place with your other posters so that you'll be compliant with the law. Next, I want to talk about OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Whistleblower claims are on the rise. Okay, so OSHA had over 3,000 claims in 2018 that they had to investigate. And the thing is that the number of investigators at OSHA has decreased. So they're dealing with a lot less investigators and a lot more claims, which is causing a backlog. Now, OSHA has 90 days to investigate claims. And if they don't meet that 90 days, which they've been running into like 272 days, employees can come along and file lawsuits, which they have been doing. So, just wanted to let you know about this so that you can take precautions, make sure that you are having your logs prepared for injuries or whatever may happen. Make sure that you have your policies and procedures for your employees, and make sure you're communicating those policies and procedures so you can avoid getting hit with one of these lawsuits. Now it's time for the tip of the month. And the tip of the month this month is regarding orientation and onboarding. Now, I know a lot of people use these terms interchangeably when that should not be. And orientation is extremely important as well as onboarding. But let me tell you the difference, and let me tell you why they're important. First of all, orientation is extremely important. Having a formal orientation plan is extremely important because it gives you the opportunity to shine in front of your new hires. You want to make sure that they're engaged and they're ready to work, give it their all. And this is the best time to show your company mission and values, and to allow the employee to meet pertinent staff, management, the CEO. And if you can't get everybody together for an orientation, it's good to have a video. You also want to present your policies and procedures, such as your employee handbook. You want to make sure they understand the rules about discrimination and sexual harassment and harassment in general. You want to make sure that they understand about safety. So you want to put together a very nice program to explain to your employees about your history of your company and just the overall company. And that's the difference with orientation, is you're talking about your overall company and how great you are and your culture, of the company. So you want to do that for orientation. Now, onboarding is typically within the area where they work. Say if they work in a department, you want to make sure they understand simple things as, there's the ladies' room over here, or do you need help finding the resources? And you being there for them. And the manager should make continual feedback with the person to make sure they have everything they need, all the tools they need to do their job, and to see if the employee is lacking anywhere where you can fill in. It's a good idea to assign a buddy to that person so that person can feel, if they do have a question, they have a buddy to go to, because 25% of employees leave within the first year. So you want to make sure that you have a very efficient and effective orientation program and onboarding program. And remember, the difference is the orientation is the overall company, and onboarding is more like the area that they work in and their comfort and security in that area. Well, that concludes my April Nelson HR report. Thank you for watching, and remember to love yourself, enjoy your family, and be safe. See you next month.
Learn how to protect your organization and improve your bottom line. Get your copy of Vanessa's book, 101 Costly HR Mistakes and How to Fix Them. Her book is packed full of real-life experiences and available to you now at Amazon.com or NelsonHRReport.com.